All right, let's talk business. Let's talk business. Good to see you all this morning. Let's rock and roll. Rep your city, represent your city. I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to all my people on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. Much respect to you all. We have Orlando, Florida in the building. Rep your city, rep your city. We like to show love to these cities where you're from. So represent your city, show your city some love. We got somebody representing the big time city of Shreveport that's about to be a major city in the USA. And somebody's property value is about to go way up. Somebody's about to get a bag. Property value is going to go through the roof in the next 5 or 10 years. We got Rochester in the building. We got the beautiful and gorgeous Lolita representing Chirac. We got the infamous Marty Marr representing Chicago, Illinois, Chi-Town, Windy City, Chirac, all of that. Represent your city. Big things going on in Rochester, New York. Rep your city, rep your city, rep your city. This is a very important live stream. Send this to everybody you know. Everybody you know, unless they're retired, send them the link to this live stream. Kathy said, ready for this one. Had to change jobs. Didn't want me to take off for my husband's surgery. Wow. That's crazy. We got Pittsburgh in the building. We got Miami in the building. We got our neighbor, Indianapolis, in the building. Let's make it do what it do. Rep your city, rep your city. This is a serious one. We got Chicago in the building. Victor B, what's the deal? We got Richmond, Virginia in the house. What sparked this one? A relative sparked this one. Beautiful city of Richmond in the building. Vernon, Texas in the building. Salute, Ross. Salute. Always a pleasure, brethren. You know, it's nothing but one love. You know how we do. Muscle Schools, Alabama. Shout out to all my relatives at Alabama. Ralph, you're probably my cousin. My mother and father are both from Alabama. You know how that go. Everybody marry everybody, marry everybody, marry everybody. And by my parents being born in the 30s, everybody is married. And so I feel sorry for the young brothers down in Birmingham that's gangbanging. They are definitely unaliving their own relatives without knowing it. No doubt. They are going to war with their distant cousins and don't know it. Kat says she got family in Jasper, Alabama. Me and my cousin been planning to go for a while. We got the great city of Richmond and the beautiful and gorgeous Shelly in the building who can really, really sing. I'm going to have to definitely get her on one of my songs. No doubt. We got the great city of Philadelphia, known for boxing for sure. You can play with a Philly dude if you want. You better have hands and you better have head speed. You better know how to get your head out the way. Play with the Philly monsters. You're going to get did dirty. We got Seattle, Washington in the building, one of my favorite cities. Went there a couple times to the Seattle Hemp Fest, the greatest hemp fest in America, probably in the world. But there are some other big ones. But the Seattle Hemp Fest is probably could easily be number one. Salute to all my people in Seattle, great city. My oldest daughter, my oldest child, which is my daughter, one of my daughters, used to live there. She used to live a lot of places. I wish she would watch this live stream. She surely need to watch this live stream. Yeah, you know, we're coming down to Alabama. Well, I'm going everywhere when this book is ready. But me and my cousin, we're coming to Alabama really soon. We're trying to plan when. So, yeah, G-Rod, this comes from a friend of mine that's like a cousin to me. And I wanted to talk to him about this, but he had to go to a family function, so I haven't talked to him about it yet. I had it on my mind. I figured I would share it with my viewers. We got the beautiful West V representing Cleveland, Ohio. Greeting, Mrs. Moore. Oh boy, there's some superstars over here. I got to behave myself. We got Harlem in the building. We got Detroit in the building. Good to see you, Sir Drop. You say you have no friends at work. We got Detroit, Michigan in the building. Harlem in the building. T says you have no friends on the job. On the job, he's right. You have no friends, but you can develop friends. But you have to work with them for a while. And if you kind of bond and kind of got things in common, you can develop a friend at work. But your friendship will be based on after work or before work. So your friendship will be based on not being at work. And so when you're at work, I worked at a book factory when I got out of high school. And I worked there and worked there and worked there. And it ended up being this brother that worked there. And we ended up coming kind of close. He was in the stereos and stuff, and I was in the music and stereo. So we ended up becoming close. And so we end up like, I forgot what we were doing, but we were doing some type of business outside of work that had something to do with music. He had a hookup with some speakers or something like that. I think I bought some speakers from him, but he was a really cool brother. And he became like a friend. I wish I remember his name. That was so many years ago. He became a friend. I eventually knew his wife and his family. He knew my woman and my family, and I met his parents, and we really became close. Even when I wasn't working there anymore, we stayed in contact. So you can develop a really great uh, friendship from people you meet at work. But you have to let that happen organically. Okay. You can't force it, and you want to go to work and do your job and go home. Now, for me, work is better when I'm friendly with my coworkers. When I am friendly with my coworkers, work is better. It's better when you're like a work family. You come, I worked at a book factory, which had a closer bond than my day jobs. My day jobs, the bonds wasn't like that. But the night shift is a special group of people. And if you work from 11 to 7, you're a unique group of people. You're up all night, the whole city sleep. And that is it's a different type of energy. Plus, factory work is a different type of energy than office. In the office is a little, it's not the place to be really friendly in the office. A factory, working in a factory is just a lot different. It's a more free spirited job. There's more intermingling. There's more jokes. There's more conversation because at a factory, you don't have to be quiet. In an office, you got to be quiet. In a factory, you don't. So the fact that we don't have to sit there and be quiet makes the bonds better and stronger. In a factory, you go to work, you standing up there ready for the buzzer to buzz so you can put your time clock in there, put your card in there to show you at work. You're standing around with the other brothers and they talking about the baseball game or the football game or something stupid they seen on TV on the news. And you're all in there putting in ad put. Yeah, man, I seen that was crazy, wasn't it? Heck yeah, I don't know what was wrong with him. And at that time I was 18 and I'm working with men that's 40, you know what I mean? I'm working with men that's 40, 50, 60, you know? So, they dropping big game on me. I'm 18. It was an experience. And, my hormones is popping and there's women there. They like in their 40s and they fine. And I'm trying to figure out if I could get with them. And they trying to figure out if I lost my mind. And they like, little boy, little boy, you know, because all I knew was they was fine. I didn't have my bearings together to know that they was out of my league. I was still trying to hit them and split them, and they was like, little boy, if you don't go sit down, if you don't stop, you know. I remember I think I got a Jerry curl, and one of the older sisters, I was trying to holler at her, and she said, little boy. And I wouldn't let my daughter talk to you. I ain't letting no man talk to my daughter who hair is better than hers. She said, I would never let you even talk to me or my daughter. I don't want my daughter dating no boy who hair is better than hers. I was like, hey, lady, I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm not in the alley. Girl, Freddie's dead. Do, 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 do. That's, girl, I'm the Mac. I'm Superfly. What is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Girl, don't you know I'm Superfly? Eddie, you should have known better. Brother, you know you're wrong. That was a great album. Oh my God, that's a great album. Yeah, she said, little boy, if you don't stop. So, I didn't know. All I know is they were super fine. We're going to get to the conversation. And so that brings up, I worked loading the paper. So I worked in a book factory. So the paper is like this. The paper is like this. And it's a stack of paper like this. And these are the pages. And when this get cut, this makes 2 books. So my job was to load big stacks of paper like this into the machine. All the way down we're loading paper, and that's all the pages. And the machine would take the pages and put them in order, put the cover on them, send them. Later, I end up working where we grab them, throw them in the cutter, and it cuts them half, and it'd be 2 sets of books, throw them on the conveyor belt. My auntie and the fine ladies, they put them in the boxes. And so I'm doing a paper loader, loading the pages, and it's a guy named Greg. I still remember him standing next to me. I'm 18. I'm seeing these women. They 40, 45 probably. They looking good. So, one named Sandra, she go by like, man, look at her. Man. I'm telling them, man. He's like, she all right. I don't pay no attention. Another one go by. I'm like, man, I get with that. He like, I guess so. So he worked next to me. So, we'd be talking all night. So one day, my auntie took me to work because she worked with me. We get in the car after work. And she said, I see you friends with Greg. I'm like, yeah, Greg, cool. That's my man, Greg. She said, Greg gay. I was so mad. I was pissed. I was like, for real? I was so mad. The next night I went to work. Greg was there. I said, I don't like this. He said, me neither. I said, I don't like that. He said, I kind of like it. I said, I don't like this. He said, I said, but it's one thing I really don't like. And y'all know what I said. I can't say it on social media. I said it both. I said, I don't like this. He said, yeah, I don't like that. He said, yeah. I said, I don't like that. Yeah. I said, I don't like that. Yeah. I said, but it's one thing I really don't like. Needless to say, Greg never spoke to me again when I let him know what I don't like. I pretended I didn't know he was. I pretended like I didn't know that's what he was. I read the game. I pretended like I didn't know he was that. So I said, I don't like so and so, so and so. What about you? And he was like, I was cracking up in the inside. I was cracking up inside. So, y'all, tonight I have a great conversation. I was talking to somebody, and something was going on where something was being planned. So I'm talking to him a lot, planning some situations. And, they would call me when they got off work. When they call me when they get off work, he'd be talking, and all the way home, he complaining about the job. Right? Man, I went over here, man, the customer, man, and he couldn't speak no English, and he couldn't do this. I went over here, man, they had the dog. I'm like, y'all got to put that dog up. So he's off for work. Sometime it take him 20 minutes to get home, whatever. But the whole time he's off of work, he's talking about his day at work. So the other day, I started to try to break that down to him, but he had another phone call, so I haven't been able to talk to him. But I decided what I'm going to tell him when I talk to him, I might as well tell y'all. So this is the thing, y'all. Leave your job where it's at. This person is going to work, making money. When this person go to a job for installation, they go in the house with various people, been doing it for a while, and talks about it for an hour. If they had somebody to talk to, they'll talk about that for an hour, hour and a half after they got off of work. So I'm thinking, let me get this straight. They paying you, you go do a job. You off work, but you still at work? Are you kidding me? Look, y'all. This job is in their head, but they're not getting paid. And I'm thinking to myself, you might as well be around energy vampires because you're a energy victim. You're the person that get bit by the vampires. You're actually off the clock, but mentally still on the job. So it's like, look, y'all, leave the job at work. Listen, your mentality got to be straightforward. If you want to make it in this world, when it comes to going to work, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. Go get your money. That's that. Go get your money. Period. That's it. At one point in my life, I was a vendor. And if I know about a big festival, there's hundreds of people out here, sometimes thousands. And people are coming up to my booth and I'm selling T-shirts and I'm doing what I'm doing. And somebody comes up to my booth playing, being ridiculous, trying to get on my nerves. They leave. I can't concentrate on that. More people are coming. I never have left an event, packed up my stuff, and thought about anything that happened at that event while I was working. Never. Because in a lot of situations, we got to go to the next situation. So this person, if it goes to a house for an installment and it's something they don't like, they think about that all the way till they get to the next house. And I'm like, that's over. I had a lady I was messing with. She worked for, I think, Aetna Insurance at like a medical center that was attached to a hospital. So when she would get off work, she would go home and get on the phone with the other employees and talk about work, talk about work, talk about work, talk about work. So she talked about it so much, I know everything happened at her job. So one of her close people that she worked with got fired. She get off work. She at home talking about the firing, talking about everything that happened with the firing to another employee. Boom, she got fired. She got fired. She never got another job like that. She ended up going broke. She had to try to drive for Uber. Plus, she was overweight and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I was trying to get her to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Didn't listen. Medical problems, money messed up. Lost. She had been working for that company like 25 years or something. Running her mouth. Running her mouth. And when she run her mouth about things she felt as negative at that job, what she don't know psychologically, when she go to that job, that energy gonna come off of her. The boss is gonna know. The boss is gonna pick up on your energy because you didn't let this stuff get into your psyche. You didn't leave there and go home and leave the job at the job and then come back to the job with no animosity and no feelings, and you don't give a damn about nobody's business what's happening at the job. You dared to earn a living. That is that. Don't go home to your husband or your wife talking about your job. First off, they don't want to hear that. Your husband don't want to hear about your job, what happened at your job. Your wife does not want to hear about what happened at your job. Your husband or your wife immediately wants you to lock in with them as soon as you get home. They want the relationship to pop off right then. Ladies, if you come home to your husband, instead of talking about your job, do your job. Go put on something sexy. Men, if you come home to your wife, don't come talking about your job. Do your job, okay? Do your job. You know what I'm saying? Do your job. Do your job. Make her legs shake. Okay? She don't care. She want a husband. She don't want no employee from wherever you work at. She's not married to an employee. She's not married to nobody work nowhere. Now, you don't know how to get no money because you off the clock and you working for free. You're working for free. You still working for the job. So this person, when they finally get off work, they still be at work. I'm confused. I'm thinking, why do you care? Like they live in a place where a lot of people speak Spanish. And they'll leave and they'll be on the phone. They don't speak no English, don't speak no English. So, after 2 or 3 days, while we supposed to be talking about something else, he keep bringing up they can't speak English. I'm thinking to myself, you live in a place where a lot of Hispanics don't speak English. Why are you still surprised they can't speak English? Me, I'm going in the house. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to try to sell them this stuff for the company. The dog jump on me. I tell them, could you get your dog? They don't speak English good. I'm trying to work with them to speak English. I don't care. I don't care. I'm trying to get a bag. I'm trying to get some money. So I'm not finna go home talking about you don't speak English. I'm finna go home and take some internet Spanish lessons. Comprende amigo el valle. El valle el equipment. El spin el money. Okay? Dinero. Spend dinero. How you say that in Spanish? How do you say thank you very much? Thank you very much in Spanish. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's been very pleasant. It's been beautiful and all that. I'm trying to get a bag. I might got to come back here and sell something else. Are you irritating? No. I don't get irritated at work. I get money. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing at work to get on my nerves. I don't have those nerves. I'm at work. I take my nerves off. I put them in the glove compartment. I got to save my nerves because I need all my nerves when I get back home to my wife. It might be that time of month. So I need my nerves. I don't got no nerves to be sharing at work. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any nerves to be sharing at work. Okay? I got a wife at home. I need nerves. I got a son in the 8th grade. He dumb as hell. He's smart. He do good, but you know, kids are dumb, especially boys, right? So I got a son or two. I need my nerves, you know, when I get back home to see if he had a good day or not, or if he didn't got on his mama's nerves, and now I gotta, you know, I need my nerves to deal with his mama's nerves, where he didn't got on his mama's nerve. She trying to kill him. I gotta save him, and this was I need all my nerves. Okay, I need all my nerves. Okay, the job, I got one thing on my mind. I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid. You cannot get on my nerves. I don't have any nerves. I got a bank account. I got bills. You know what I'm saying? I got bills. You know, some of these people forget about their bills. You do know you got a car note, right? Shut up. Get the car note money. Get the mortgage. Get the electric money. You got to go to the food store. So, anything I did to make money, nobody's never got on my nerves. If you get emotional, you lose money. Look, I made that mistake once. I had a lady and I fronted her some stuff. I fronted her some green stuff. She's supposed to pay me on Friday. Friday come, she don't pay me. Saturday I'm here from a Sunday. So that next like Tuesday, so I'm gonna call. I'm mad. I got my nerves at my job. I'm hustling, getting money. Why am I mad? She spend money all the time. She don't pay me on time. Just wait. No, my dumb ass, I call. I called her from a payphone at the White House. I'll show you the era that we was at hustling because they still had payphone. Got your beeper, your payphone. So I called her. I said, hello, may I speak? I said, hello. She say, this not June, this her sister. My dumb ass, I say, this not Pharaoh, this is brother. And my brother told me to tell you, to tell your sister that she better have his money tomorrow, right? Right? She said, this not June, this her sister. My dumb ass, instead of just saying cool, tell her to call me with just cool, just get it when I get it. I didn't rant the customer off. She never called me back because I threatened, you know what I'm saying? Because I said that this ain't Pharaoh. This is his brother. And my brother told me to tell you to tell your sister if she don't have his money, he gonna woo-wop the school-wop the skippy. You know? See? Mistake. The lady gonna give me the money. She might be going through something. Now she never called me back. When I could have said, okay, tell your sister it's cool. All right? As a matter of fact, tell your sister she can keep it. Tell her that one's on me. Not thinking. I should have been thinking, she gonna do another 50, another 50, another 50. She gonna do 250s a month. That's $100. That adds on to my thousands of dollars a month. I wasn't thinking about the money. I was thinking about the fact she didn't pay me rather than think about the long term with the dollars. You understand? So I had to learn from that. I'm like, don't do that no more. Focus on the money. If I would have been focused on the money, I wouldn't have threw away all them $50 I could have got for $150. For $150, I threw away hundreds of dollars. She gonna spend $50 to $100 a month. So that's easily $600 to $1,200 a year. That adds up when you got 20 or 30 or 40 people like that. That adds up. No. And so I had to learn, bruh, keep your emotions out of this here. Keep your emotions out of this. Get your money. I messed my own money up. I never got that $50. See what I'm saying? She would have gave me the money. I didn't get that $50 or no more $50 because I scared the lady. Because I wasn't no professional. I let my emotions affect my job. That's not going to get it. So this person I'm talking about, I'm trying to tell them before they get off the phone, listen, first off, you're going to make yourself sick. To you, you're just ranting about something. But to your body, you're applying stress. You're applying stress to your body because you're upset. And this stress will kill you. Ranting and raving over stuff is definitely unhealthy. For sure. Yeah, this is not healthy. We got to let that out. So here's a person off work, been off work 35, 45 minutes talking about the job. And because I've been talking to them a lot, they do it every day. Every day. I have to call them after work. Every day they venting about the job. Imagine that. 5 times a week. That's 20 times a month. 20 times a month. And all day, from customer to customer, carrying the energy from the last customer. Totally not focused on the money. Focusing on nonsense. Then putting their emotions into the hustle, which is if I go and I do service at your home and I let you get on my nerve, that's going to show. That's going to come across. You don't think it's going to come across, but it's going to come across. You have to stay pleasant. And your job is to turn the customer as pleasant as you can turn them. That's your job. Your job is to get back in that house and get some more money. Your job is to stack your bread. Your job is to go, do your job, and leave your job where it's at. Why is you carrying the job out of there? They're not paying you for that. You're not getting paid. I don't know what you're doing. You're not getting paid. You're off the clock. Be off the clock. You have to be thinking about your money. That's it. There's two things in this world: health and wealth. That's it. The health deals with you and your life and your body. The wealth deals with your living conditions. That's it. Health and wealth. That's why I say health is wealth. Stress is not healthy. So you have to free your mind about your job. There's only one way to work. You have to have a mindset. You have to think about your mindset that's needed when you go to work. When you get up, instead of get up, oh, I don't want to go in here. What? You got to get up. Let me go get the bag. Let me go get the bag. I'm about to go get the bag. That you get up. Now, oh, I don't feel like going and getting no money. I feel like I'm gonna be broke. Basically, I mean, I don't think you understand what you're saying when you saying you don't want to go to work. You sound crazy. I can't wait to get to work. And I need some overtime. I need money. Yeah, I can't wait to get up and go to work. I can't wait. Okay. Because I'm not going to work. I'm going to get some money. These people got some money for me down here. I'm going to get it. Oh, I'm going to get it. I'm looking at them shoes I bought, and that's how I got them. I'm looking at this car. Guess how I got this car? I got this car getting up, going down there, getting this money. You cannot get on my nerves at work. I don't got no nerves. I don't got no nerves at work. I left my nerves in the glove compartment. Plus, I only got a little nerves because my kids have been on my nerves all week. My daughter up there acting a fool at school. She in 8th grade now. She like boys. So I don't got no extra nerves. I got a wife. I need nerves. I got a son. I need nerves. I got a daughter. I need nerves. I got a mama that's sick and don't listen. I need nerves. So I don't really got no extra nerves. Let me see. My son, I got 5 nerves. My son got 1. My wife got 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I use up 2 nerves. You're going to use up 2 nerves in your relationship with your husband or your wife. So 1 nerve for this child, 2 nerves for your spouse, or 1 nerve for this child. Okay, that's 4. Okay, I got 1 nerve left. I'm not finna use that one. I'm finna go in here and replenish my nerves. I'm gonna put this 1 nerve in the glove compartment. I'm gonna go to work. When I come out, it'll turn back to 5. I got 5 nerves again. I'm gonna get home. My wife might be nice today, so I'm not using those. My children, I might be able to save my 5 nerves. I might be able to save them 5 nerves. Now the job can't get no nerves. See, I know people talking about, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. You care. You care. You care. You keep talking about you don't care. Then you care that you don't care. I really don't care. So I'm going to try to tell my friend, hey, once you walk out them people's house, your mind's supposed to be empty. You're supposed to leave everything in there. And you need to think about, got that money, going to the next appointment to get the next money. You can't be talking about they don't speak Spanish and every day you're dealing with people, don't speak good English, and you live in the area where you always dealing with people don't speak English. You're looking crazy. You looking crazy. You keep talking about they don't speak no English. They don't speak no English. Bruh, they don't speak no English. What part of that? Okay, you know el comprende, amigo. You, amigo, is the one don't comprende. No English. What part of that you understand? I go to work, I already know they don't speak no English. I don't care. I'm not getting paid pesos. Okay, I'm getting U.S. coins. I'm getting U.S. dollars. I said, I don't care if they don't speak no Spanish. I'm finna go get this bag. I'm finna help her. El cable, El plug up A. El internet A. I'm finna learn how to talk. I'm gonna learn how to say internet and all. I'll be at home. Spanish. Your wife come. What you doing? I'm trying to learn some Spanish. I gotta get it back. They don't be speaking no English. I got to go in here and la comprende they ass. I'm trying to get me some more money. If I could speak a little Spanish, I could talk about it more money. El phone, el already. El add, el computer, el security system. I got to talk to them and get the phone, the computer, the internet, and security. I got to know how to say el security. El need LA security L. You know what I'm saying? El appreciation. You know what I'm saying? Get the hell out of here. Get the hell, I got to sell stuff. So you talking about they don't know no English and you trying to sell stuff. Boy, you better learn. Okay, they speak Portuguese. I'm finna learn Portuguese. Boy, listen, I'm finna, how you say, do you want to buy, do you want the computer system added and the internet and the security? How you say that in Portuguese? I need to know how to say that in Portuguese because I need you to get all this stuff. I need the big package. So this job give me a big, I get more money if I could sell you more stuff. Okay? So, okay, you can't speak at all, huh? How you say computers? Boy, get the hell out of here. Boy, what? Boy, you know what I'm saying? They don't speak. You're supposed to be concentrating on sales. Sale. You're supposed to be trying to sell. What? Boy, I'm trying to sell. I got my eye on a new truck. I got my amigo. I need to know how to say appreciation. It was a pleasure. Your home is El Beautiful. Oh, you're such a nice man and nice. Well, I know he's racist and all that. I'm going to tell him, you know what I'm saying? I'm a converter. I be the one that the racists that don't like you, he like me. They like me. They don't like you. I be flipping. I flip races. When I leave, they say he's not like the others. I show Wayne, I'm getting money. I'm not like the others. I'm not like the others at work. I'm worse than the others outside, though. You don't know me. You know what I mean? Head crack. You say I'm not like the others, but you don't know me. You don't know me. This is not me. I left me in the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the glove compartment. This is El Celione. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. This ain't Pharaoh. This is a dude selling you some stuff. Pharaoh is in the car. Pharaoh is in the car. Pharaoh, I lose money. I lose money messing with Pharaoh. I can't bring Pharaoh to work. I can't. I don't bring Pharaoh to the job. I lose money. I lose money. I leave dude in the car. I do not take Pharaoh nowhere. That's why everybody, that's what my family called me. They call me Mr. Can't Take You Nowhere. That's really my name. My family name is Can't Take You Nowhere. You know how I got that name? I was at Whole Foods with the children and my queen at that time. And we paying to get out. And she had a cup with some rubber bands in there. And I reached in there and grabbed like a whole bunch of the rubber bands. They was free. And the black cashier said, "You can't take him nowhere." The cashier looked at my queen and said, "You can't take him nowhere." You know what I'm saying? The cashier looked at my queen and said, "You can't take it because I took all the rubber bands. They free." Listen, lady, this Whole Foods, okay? Well, y'all be acting a whole fool and y'all overcharging me. I need free. I'm not, hey. Y'all overcharge me. I go to Target. They say, "How many bags you got?" None. Okay. I don't have no bags. I wish I would let them know how many plastic bags I'm finna use as much as y'all charge me for this olive oil. This olive oil, $9. I don't have no bags. Okay. You understand me? Give me all these. What y'all got free? I'm taking all of it. When I go to the bank, you know how the bank have pens? I take 5 of them. I need pens. They be running out of ink. What I'm buying pens for? When my business account, they charging me every month. Fees. I done bought how many pens? Messing with Chase and Bank of America. Boy, what? So I can't take that dude to work. He can't go to work. Like Pharaoh can't go to work with me. I'll lose my job. I'll be homeless messing with Pharaoh. I'll be a whole nother person when I go to work. I'd be a rapper called Moneybags. Yo, I'm here for the money. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And I'm going to do what I could do to get this money. And as soon as I slam your door and close your door and leave, I ain't thinking about you. None. It reminds me of what my mother used to say to me all the time. Boy, you ain't finna get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? My mama was like, you was not finna get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? She finna walk off. And so, listen, man, y'all leave y'all job at the job. You stressing yourself. You putting all this stress on your mind. These people paying you and you working overtime. You're working overtime. Go to work and leave work and leave work at work. Don't carry work with you because they're not paying you. They're not paying you. If they're not paying you, leave that in there. When you walk in there and you on the clock, you on the clock. When you off the clock, that's that. I go to work. I work at a hospital. I'm a nurse. I'm in here dealing with the patients and all kind of stuff. All that stuff piled up on me. Boom, it's trying to leave work. I take all that stuff. I sit it in there in the nursing home or the hospital, and then I leave. I take all that stuff and I leave it right there with them. Here's all the bull crap y'all put on me today. Believe it. It's there. It's still there, floating around somewhere. I'm not taking that. That's not passing the door. Once I pass that door, y'all don't exist no more. I wish I would talk about y'all and I'm off work. Look, and when I come tomorrow, I'm not bringing yesterday with me because I already made my money from yesterday. So I'm not coming tomorrow. Yesterday they did, but listen. You would have to pay me overtime to complain about yesterday. That costs more. Okay, I make $25 an hour now. If you want me to be mad about yesterday, you know that's going to be $35. That's going to be $35 an hour. If you want me to bring a little bit of yesterday, I'll bring a little bit of yesterday. You got to pay me though. You got to pay me to worry about yesterday. That costs. Everything I do up in here costs. You know what I'm saying? If you want to make me mad, you got to pay me. If you pay me, I'll get mad until I get off the clock. If you're going to pay me to get mad, do y'all pay to get mad? Oh, I get fired if I get mad. Well, I don't do mad. What do I do to keep getting money? Okay, I just do that part. I don't do the other part. I come to work, the boss talking about his wife just had a baby. I don't get paid to give a damn about your wife and your baby. I don't do that. Fuck your baby. You know what I'm saying? And your wife. You know what? But we not friends. Well, listen. Anyway, I got to give them no ghetto. My wife just had a baby. I'm trying to talk to him about, overtime. I got to give him oh, that's nice. But anyway, what about this overtime, though? Would your wife tell you to give me overtime? Call her right now. Hey, he told me you had a baby. Congratulations. Could you tell him to give me more overtime? You are so sweet. Kiss the baby. Oh, my soul. I love the baby if that can get me some more overtime and a raise. Listen, if I kiss your baby, can I get a raise? And tell your wife she's beautiful? Because if I can get a raise, you bring your wife in here, I'll sing Stevie Wonder. Isn't she lovely? How much I get paid? Another $200. Isn't she wonderful? All that until I walk out this door. And that never happened. All that stay in there with y'all. I'm off work. I'm off. That day never happened. I clocked out. Y'all got to really clock out. Y'all ain't clocking out. You leaving, but you still clocked in. My friend leaving, but they still clocked in. I'm like, you still on the clock. You do know you taking these people home? And you're on the phone. I'm trying to talk to you about stuff. And you ranting and raving about work and you're not getting paid. Listen, y'all. Free your mind and your ass will fall. Free your mind. You cannot work unless you recognize you're going there for money. That is how you be successful. That's how you have a good working career. You there for money. If a situation come up where you got to take care of your husband, they won't give you no time out. I got to take care of my husband. I got to go somewhere else to get some money. That's it. It's still money. I'm going to go somewhere else and get some money. It's not a problem. And if I like it better over here, after I get that taken care of, I'll go back over there and say, y'all hiring back? Because I took care of my problem. I'm ready to come back and get this money over here. And they'll say, Pharaoh, you're cool. Yes, come on back. I know, because I don't care about y'all. I'm just here to get a bag. I have no emotions. I don't have any hard feelings. I need hard, cold cash. I don't need no hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? My mind is free. When I walk out this building, I'm not taking y'all on with me. So listen, if you're complaining about your job, you're cutting years off your life. You are cutting years off of your life. Years. That underlying stress that you don't see. You understand? If you take your blood pressure when you angry about the job, it's going to be a little high. You ever took your blood pressure? You ever notice how you try to calm down before you take it? Exactly. You try to calm down So you get a good reading. All right then. So if you is letting anything upset you, why would you? They don't pay you enough to hurt yourself. The job don't pay you enough to give yourself a stroke, give yourself a heart attack, to be raising your blood pressure levels. They don't pay you enough for that. And the reason that happens to people because they're not focused on the money. The key is the money. I tell this story all the time. I'm watching the Bulls when they had Michael Jordan, when they won the sixth championship. I don't know if it was the third one or the fifth one. I don't remember which one it was. But I'm watching it, and the half ends, the first half ends. And people start calling me, talking about, I want 50, I want a 50, I want a 50. And I'm thinking, I'm watching the game. See, stupid. I'm thinking, I'm watching the game, man. Y'all ain't finna get nothing today. I'm not calling y'all back. Then I start thinking, okay, I'm going to watch the second half. The game going to be over. Michael and them all going to get paid. Man, let me call these people. I'm tripping. I'm sitting here watching the Bulls and the other team. They getting paid. I'm not getting paid to watch them. I'm not finna give up my money watching Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan get money. That's a fool. I'm on my way. I'll see whatever part of the game is happening when it's over. Because I'm like, when it's over, they're going to be rich. They're going to be happy. And I'm going to be the lost $300. Man, I'm on my way. I went and did that, and I got back, and it was close to the end of the third quarter. I got to watch the whole fourth quarter and had $300. It was a great game. Let me tell you, that was a beautiful game when they won, and I made $300. It woke my whole perspective up. Boy, I was so happy. I was like, we won. We won. I really felt like we won. That's 300. I can't wait till the next game. So everybody want to celebrate and call me. I'm going to miss some of the next game too. I got my mind straight. But man, I'm not just teaching y'all this stuff. This is mistakes I made. I had to fix my mind to tell y'all. This is what people don't understand. They're like, you think you know everything. Man, experience is the best teacher. I did the same thing. I had to fix my mind like, bro, you tripping. You tripping. Go get the money. You're not going to be able to do this job. You're not going to be able to hustle. You're not going to be able to get any money if you're dealing with emotions. The bag. That's it. And you have to face that I'm going to make money. You got to just stop saying you're going to work. You're not going to work. You're going to make money. Going to work is not a good mindset because you're just thinking you're working. What are you working for? To get money. So are you going to work? No. You're going to get money. Your customers represent money. This is why we teach the customer is always right. They have the money. What I look like being mad at you when you call the company to get internet installed. No, I'm not going to be mad at you. My job is not to get mad at you because you're weird. My job is to get this internet up in here. That's it. My job is to win you over. I got 5 things you can sign up for. Everyone you sign up for is more money for me. You already said you're going to sign up for 2. You done got on my nerve, so now I'm not focusing. So all I get is the money for the 2. Where if I make nice and win you over, I'm going to get all 5. I'm going to get all 5. Period. When I go to work, I don't want to discuss none of that stuff. So if I go to work and there's some dude there like the Super Bowl, I like the Lions, I like the Chiefs. Who you like, Pharaoh? I don't know. You know why I'm gonna say I don't know? Because I need both of y'all to be my friend. I gotta work with y'all. I'm not telling y'all shit. You want me to tell you which team I like? That costs $100. Give me $100. Give me $100. I'll tell you what team I like. On my soul. Give me $100. I'll disclose my personal feelings. You know, people be wanting to argue with me. It's this way, it's that way. I believe it's that way. You said this way. My response, bet 500. I'll prove I'm right. Bet 500 though. I'm not finna prove nothing to you for free. Is you a fool? Bet 500. I'll go pull up the information, put the 500 up. We both give him the money. Give him the money. Let him hold the money. Bet 500. Oh, you don't want to bet? All right, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not proving nothing to you for free. It happens over here all the time. People want me to prove something for them for free. When I say this was this and the Egyptians was this and that, you're like, no, bet 500. I tell this story all the time too. I was up in Ventura, California, as I was at this lady's house. And she had a house and she was renting out upstairs to another lady. And the lady she was renting out upstairs to was a school teacher, this white lady. So we talking and I'm telling her how the U.S. money symbol used to be a snake and a U. It used to be a U and an S. The S was a snake. That was part of the American symbol because they had "Don't try it on me" and it was a snake. So the money symbol was a U and a snake. So I'm telling this lady, the money symbol was U and the snake. And then they made it an S and they erased the bottom and made it two lines in the S. But those two lines represent a U and the S represent a snake. She's like, I ain't never heard that. I'm a school teacher. So I said, I bet $200. So I said, you got a history book upstairs? Because she was a teacher. She said, I might. She went up there and she got the history book. Because this was a part of history if you went to school back when we went to school. So she bought the history book down there. Now, this is a shot in the dark because I'm not sure it's going to be in the book. I get the book, I start turning. Bam! She went upstairs and got me my $200. Facts. Lady, know what you talking about. Don't worry about me. Because one thing's for sure, a European lady, you don't know history like we do. You know the lies, but you don't know the facts. White Americans don't know no history. They know the racist explanation of history, that stuff that's left out. They don't know that black man invented the first airplane and he shipped it to the World Fair and they stole it. And then the Wright brothers took it. They don't know none of that. $200. My point is, she had to pay me for me to waste my time to prove it to her. I wasn't going to prove nothing unless she bet that $200. If she didn't bet that $200, I was going to go to the next subject then. That's on you if you don't know. I don't care if you don't know. Where's the incentive for me to make you know? You got to pay me for me to make you know. Other than that, I don't care if you don't know this information, lady. If you ain't got $200, change the subject. And that's how you got to be when you go to work. You're going to work to make money. Don't you think about the job until you walk in there. Don't be getting up, oh, I got to go to this job. Now you're on the clock and you ain't even there yet. Anytime you think about your job and you're not there, you on the clock for free. You're on the clock. Do not be on that clock until you walk in there. When you walk in there, now you're on the clock. Don't you get up in the morning. Now, here's the bad part. We're supposed to get paid for 10 hours a day. I'm supposed to get paid for 10 hours a day because I'm getting dressed and I'm driving to your job. That's your responsibility. I'm supposed to be on the clock. So if I start work at 9, I'm supposed to start getting paid at 8. If I get off at 5, I'm supposed to get paid from 8 to 6. I'm supposed to get paid from 8 to 6 because that whole 10 hours is based on your job. That 10 hours don't have nothing to do with me. The hour to get to work and the hour to get home, that's your responsibility. Because that 2 hours is based on your job. Americans need to wake up and ask for that. How I came up with that is sometime in Chicago, we have really bad winters. And so when we get waiting on the buses are behind because it's 3 feet of snow, 4 feet of snow. The L trains are slow because there's ice on the tracks and they got to de-ice the track. I lived on 115th and I had to go all the way downtown to work. So I get downtown to work and I'm like 13 minutes late. So one of the bosses ladies come to me and say, "You late." And I told her, I said, "You got on the records where I live at. I live easily 45 minutes to an hour from here. You really supposed to pay me for coming here." I said, "But if you that petty, just keep your 15 minutes and just clock me in from when I get here. But for me to come that far and for you to be crying about 15 minutes, you're wrong because I still had to leave how long ago to get here 10 minutes late? I still had to leave a long time ago. I don't live downstairs. Now, if I lived upstairs and I was 15 minutes late, that'll make sense." She said, "You're absolutely right." I know I'm right, lady. I live a long way. I'm at the mercy of the transportation system. How you going to tell me I'm late? And I live way on 115th Street. Are you serious? And so the jobs have changed since then. If it's bad snow or if the trains is late, the employees know it. They notify on the news and stuff so that they know the people in rush hour are going to be late. What is y'all dumb? Y'all expect people in rush hour to get there on time in a big blizzard or something? What? Sometime in Chicago, the blizzard was so bad, the trains ain't running. You have to take a bus all the way down streets, all the way out to the south side. It take you an hour and a half, 2 hours to get home. And when the bus comes, so many people trying to get on the bus that the bus is just packed. There's no room, no elbow room or nothing. And they got to take the street. They fixed all that, and it ain't been snowing like it used to snow. But the point is, they supposed to be paying us to come there. To come to work, I'm working for you. That's really their responsibility. We really on the clock. Soon as we leave out the house, we should be on the clock. But we not. But we should be. But since you're not on the clock, it's your responsibility to protect your mind state. And don't be on the clock if they're not paying you. So if they're not paying you, right, until you get to work, then don't think about the job till you get there. Don't you think about that job when you off the clock, period. That includes lunch. When lunch comes, and you walk out that building or you go to eat your lunch, forget that job. And don't you start thinking about that job till lunch is over. It's the only way you're going to make it in this society without unnecessary stress. And that stress will kill you. It will shorten your lifespan. It will be a distraction because you're so busy stressing over the job. You don't eat right. You don't exercise. You're not drinking enough water. You ain't even taking care of yourself. You're overweight. And you're talking about the job. Why you don't do some sit-ups? Why you don't get a treadmill? You making money. You ain't got no treadmill? You ain't taking care of you? You so busy complaining about the job. You're not even doing a good job with your life. Your life is a job. Yeah, your life is a job. You have the responsibility to take care of yourself, to take care of your environment, to take care of your home, to make sure you can get from A to B. That's a job too. Don't mix those two together and take your job into the job of life. Leave that stuff there, man. Don't be going on venting to your spouse over your job. They're going to be nice, but they don't want to hear it. That hour you spent venting to your spouse about your job, y'all could have been talking about something that got something to do with y'all. Y'all could have been getting to know each other better or talk about what's going on with you in your life other than that job. The only time you should be talking about your job to your spouse is if you want some advice on maybe leaving the job. Then that wouldn't have nothing to do with the job. That would be your personal business on what you want to do. So when it comes to you wanting to change jobs or wanting to go to a different, that would be your personal conversation, and that wouldn't be on the clock. That would be off the clock. That's all good. So if you want to talk to your wife about, I think, babe, I want to leave there and I want to go do this. I want to go work over here. I don't think that's fair because that's off the clock. That's an off the clock discussion because you're trying to determine where you want to be on the clock at. That's all fair. That's all fair if you're talking about where you want to be on the clock at. But complaining about the place you on the clock at, you don't get paid to do that. And that's not for your personal, that's not personally benefiting you none. Venting about the job, there's no benefit in that. You either gonna work there or you're not. It's cut and dry. You want to stay there or you don't. But to stay there and complain about that every day and them people not paying you and to have them in your mind, that's no good. So look, y'all leave your job where it's at. When you walk out of there, leave it there. Leave it there. And stand on your business. Stand on business. Victory.